Hey, what is up, Bills Mafia? It is opening day of the 2023 NFL season, and I promised you a video telling you what I thought was going to happen this season, so here we go. It's not going to be long, but I'm going to get right into it. Let's start with the AFC East. A little bit of a preview. I'm not going to give you a heads up on what I think is going to happen tomorrow night between the Bills and the Jets. But overall in the division, it's still the Bills' division to lose. Until somebody comes and takes it, the Bills are still, to me, the favorite. They have the best overall roster. There's a couple of holes they may have trouble with, like middle linebacker, but they've got the best quarterback in the division. I know the Jets have gotten Aaron Rodgers. They're going to be a problem. Let's face it. The Jets are going to be a problem. The Dolphins, they've got some roster changes, not very many. The defensive coordinator that they got is Vic Fangio is really good, and he should improve that defense. But it's going to be the Bills' division to lose. I still say the Bills are going to win the division. The Jets are going to be the wild card. They are going to make the playoffs in this division. I don't think Miami is. New England, they're not even worth mentioning. There are some people out there that think New England, they're going to be good. But guess what? They are not as good as Buffalo, the Jets, or Miami. So why would they even be in the discussion for the division title? So Bills, Jets, Dolphins, and then the Patriots. Let's go to the AFC. Let's go right to the AFC West. Kansas City. I know this video is coming after that debacle Thursday night, but let's face it, they deserved to lose that game. They got some breaks from the refs. And they still couldn't make it happen. Travis Kelce, you can see how valuable that guy is. He's a beast, and part of the reason that the Chiefs are the Chiefs is because of that guy. Kadarius Toney showed who he really was. Let's face it, he's not that good. That's why Brian Daboll said, nope, you're out of here. And he's with the Kansas City Chiefs now. He wasn't worth the money, not the money, but the ransom that they paid for him in draft picks, and this is what they got. Juju Smith-Schuster is gone, and this is what they got. So, you're left with Sky Moore, Kadarius Toney, and the rest of those guys. Poor Patrick Mahomes. No, I don't feel bad for him. The LA Chargers, they are really good. I like Justin Herbert as a quarterback. I think he is one of those quarterbacks that winds up with a team that is not worthy of him and his talent. But he's going to be one of those quarterbacks that's going to be able to at least elevate them to a playoff team year after year. I don't know how far they're going to go, but they are that good. Denver is going to be much improved. Sean Payton is an excellent coach. He's already trying to get a hold of that team, rein them in, rein Russell Wilson in. I think he's going to do a good job. I can see them getting a winning record. They may make the playoffs, but I don't think so just because the AFC is so stacked. It's going to be Denver in third place, and the Raiders, well, Josh McDaniels is a fraud as a coach, and he continues to prove it. He proved it last year, and he's going to prove it again this year. The Raiders are going to finish last in that division. Let's go to the AFC South. Okay, I know the Jaguars made the playoffs last year. I know everybody wants to anoint their quarterback as the up-and-comer, and he is good. He's going to be good. But I live here in Tennessee, and I see something in the Tennessee Titans that a lot of people nationally don't see. They have a really good defense. And guess what? Ryan Tannehill's a good regular season quarterback. Let's face it. He is one of the better regular season quarterbacks in the NFL. He's just not a great playoff quarterback. And that's why the Titans are the Titans, because Mike Vrabel's a really good head coach. He squeezes every drop of wins that they can get out of them, and they wind up making the playoffs most years just because Mike Vrabel's a really good coach and Ryan Tannehill's a really good regular season quarterback. They're going to win that division. I think Jacksonville's going to finish second. Guess what? It's not going to be good enough to make the playoffs for the same reason the Denver Broncos won't make the playoffs. It's because of a stacked AFC. Let's not forget the Jacksonville Jaguars only finished 9-8 last season, and the only reason they won that division is because the Titans didn't have Ryan Tannehill for the last part of the season. They barely beat the Titans with Josh Dobbs at quarterback. Come on. The Indianapolis Colts and the Houston Texans, put them in a blender, mix them up. You'll get the same result. You'll get different results every time. Who's going to finish third? Who's going to finish fourth? They're both not going to be good. They're both playing rookie quarterbacks this year. They don't have great rosters around them. That's going to be it for them. And the AFC North. This division is going to be bonkers. Cincinnati has won it 2 years in a row. There's a reason for that. They're that good. They've got the quarterback. They've got the receivers. They've got a decent enough defense. But guess what? Baltimore is going to make some noise in that division. And Cleveland is not going to be the pushover that they were previous seasons. I believe Deshaun Watson is going to be a decent quarterback. I don't think he's going to get back to where he was when he was with Houston. That whole sexual harassment thing really worked on him. He just isn't the same. But that defense is really good in Cleveland. Pittsburgh is Pittsburgh. I wouldn't be surprised if Pittsburgh jumped up and made the playoffs out of this division. I wouldn't be surprised if they finished last, just because this division is that good. Mike Tomlin is the man as far as being a coach is concerned. I think he is probably one of the best coaches of all time. Even though he may not have the best record of all time, that team is always prepared. They're always a problem. And that division, I wouldn't be surprised if, everybody in that division finished, 10-8, or somewhere there, between 10-8 and 8-9. Or 10-7 and 8-9. That's going to be that division. It's going to be tight. Cincinnati wins it, I think. Baltimore is going to be second and make the playoffs. Pittsburgh and Cleveland, I think Pittsburgh will probably finish third. Cleveland will finish last, but only because that division is so tough. Now let's go to the NFC, and we're going to start with the NFC East. Yes, I'm looking at some notes. The NFC East, Philadelphia is the class of that division. They're the defending NFC champions. Jalen Hurts is a beast at quarterback. They've got a great defense. They've got a great offensive line, and they've got some really good receivers. They just are who they are. Dallas is going to finish second, I think, just because they are very talented. They're very talented on defense. They've got a really good quarterback. I really think that Dak Prescott is a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. Everybody tries to elevate him just because it's the Cowboys. So, yeah, he's really good, but he's the Ryan Tannehill of the NFC. No, actually, correction. The Ryan Tannehill in the NFC is in Minnesota, but we'll get to that in a bit. The Giants are good. They re-signed Danny Dimes to a new contract. I think that was a mistake. That was the first mistake that they've made so far. I think he's good, but Daniel Jones is good, but he's not great. He's not that guy. And when you don't have that guy at quarterback, you wind up being in the middle of the road all the time. Giants will finish third. Washington, they've got a new owner. They've got Ron Rivera still as head coach. They've got a new offensive coordinator. They brought in their OC. Probably is going to be their new head coach down the road. But I think they're going to finish last just because it's the East. We'll go to the NFC North, and in the NFC North, you've got the Minnesota Vikings. They're the defending division champions. I think they're going to win the division again this year. Another good year. They've got Justin Jefferson. They've got Hockenson at tight end. They've got a really good quarterback. Another good regular season quarterback. Not a big game quarterback, but he's good enough to win that division. Detroit is going to finish second. I like Detroit. We saw it again Thursday night. They are gritty. They are a problem for anybody who faces them. The problem is they're not dynamic enough on offense. Amon-Ra St. Brown is a great wide receiver, but he's really the weapon that they have, the established weapon that they have. So they're going to be good. They're going to be a problem for anybody they face. They're going to make the playoffs, in my opinion. Just not going to win the division. Green Bay, Jordan Love has something to prove this year. I think they're going to be good. They showed it at the end of last season, even though they didn't make the playoffs. I think with Aaron Rodgers gone, I think they're going to be leveled off. I think they're going to have some, they've got some new blood in there, and I think they're going to actually be able to stabilize that franchise after some really kind of up and down years emotionally with Aaron Rodgers. The Chicago Bears are going to finish last. I think they're improving, but I don't think they're that good. Let's go to the NFC South, and yes, I'm shuffling papers again. The NFC South, I don't like this division. It's a problem. I really didn't know who to pick. I picked New Orleans just because they have David Carr at quarterback. I like David Carr as a quarterback. I think they are going to be good. They're not going to be great, but they're going to be good. Tampa Bay second. They've got a decent quarterback gosh, I can't remember his name, and that's probably why. It's going to be his third stop now, or his fourth stop along the way. Drafted by Cleveland, wound up in LA for a game or two. Played in Carolina a little bit, and now in Tampa Bay. He's going to be the starter, but he's okay. I still remember I wanted the Bills to draft him. Good grief, what was I thinking? Anyway, Carolina, with Bryce Young as their new quarterback, they're going to be good. Frank Reich is the head coach. They're going to be decent. They're going to put up a fight. They're going to have some good games, but, they are who they are. Atlanta, the same thing. I don't believe in Atlanta as a franchise right now. They're just not that good. You can put these four teams probably in a blender, mix them up, and come out with the right winner regardless of who you picked. That's just the way this division is, and I'm sorry to say it, but I don't believe in any of them except maybe New Orleans, and that's who I gave the division to. So there you go. Nobody else is going to make the playoffs out of that division. And finally, the NFC West. You've got Seattle, San Francisco, the LA Rams, and Arizona Cardinals. The Rams and the Cardinals are not going to do well this season. I don't feel for the Rams. They got their Super Bowl. They said F them picks, and that's what they got. But they delivered on the Super Bowl. I'm not going to criticize them for that. So, but they're going to finish third. The Cardinals are just awful. They're not going to have their quarterback for half of the season probably, Kyler Murray, and they just don't have anything else there. They're starting Josh Dobbs opening day. That tells you all you need to know there. Seattle's going to be really good. I think Pete Carroll did a masterful job last season. They went out and got another Jackson Smith and Jigba in the draft. Great job there. So they've got 3 weapons now on the outside. They're going to give people problems. And San Francisco is San Francisco. I think Brock Purdy is going to be a decent quarterback. I don't know whether in this season he's going to be as good as he was last season. We'll see. But I think San Francisco is going to finish second. I think Seattle is going to take that division this year. And so that being said, let's get to the playoffs. I'm going to start with the NFC because I want to give the AFC last. the NFC playoffs, and let me go back here. Sorry about that. In the NFC, I've got Philadelphia as the number 1 seed. I've got Minnesota as the 2nd seed, Seattle 3rd, New Orleans 4th. Those are your division winners. Dallas 5th, San Francisco 6th, and Detroit 7th. Hold on a second. Okay. In the first round of the playoffs, I've got Detroit against Minnesota, San Francisco against Seattle, Dallas against New Orleans. I'm going to give that to in the first round. Detroit's going to advance against Minnesota. They'll face off against Philadelphia, who's the number 1 seed. Dallas will beat San Francisco. They'll face off against Seattle, who is the 3rd seed. Dallas being the 5th, they'll beat New Orleans. And in the NFC Championship game, surprise, surprise, Seattle in that rejuvenated offense will play Philadelphia, and your NFC champion will be the Philadelphia Eagles, 2nd year in a row. I really believe in the Eagles. I think they are really good. I also believe in Seattle, who I think is really good. And let's go to the AFC. And in the AFC, Kansas City, again, will be the number 1 seed. I know what we saw Thursday, but they'll be healthy. Chris Jones will come back. Travis Kelce will come back. They'll get back to form. They lose a few games every year. They lose a couple of games every year that you don't expect. And you go, oh, what's the matter with the Chiefs? And they're kind of like the Patriots were with Tom Brady. Oh, what's the matter with the Patriots? And then all of a sudden they're the beast of the conference. It's the same thing with the Chiefs. They're going to be the beast of the conference regardless of circumstances. They'll lose a couple of games that they shouldn't lose. You doubt them, and then here they come. Buffalo will be the number 2 seed. I truly believe the Bills are really good. I think this is going to be a comeback year. They'll get Von Miller back. Don't forget they've got Tre'Davious White. Middle linebacker is the thing, but Osiris Torrance on the offensive line was a great draft pick. They've got some good wide receivers, and their 3rd round pick from last year, Khalil Shakir, won't be able to get off the bench just because of Trent Sherfield, Gabe Davis, obviously Stephon Diggs. Then they drafted Dalton Kincaid, and they've got Dawson Knox. They've got guys that are not going to be able to get off the bench. So, yeah, this is going to be a dynamic offense. Cincinnati's going to be 3rd out of that tough division. Tennessee's going to be 4th. Jets 5th. Baltimore 6th. And the LA Chargers as the 7th seed. In the opening round, it's going to be Buffalo and the Chargers. The Bills will win that one. Baltimore, Cincinnati, that will be a revenge game. Remember, last year, Cincinnati should have lost that game against Baltimore. If Baltimore had Lamar Jackson at quarterback, they would have won that game. Baltimore's defense held Cincinnati, and the only reason Cincinnati won was because Baltimore was playing with a backup quarterback who turned it over in the red zone at the end of the game, and that was that. The Jets and Tennessee, I truly believe that the Tennessee Titans will win that game. Titans defense is going to be a problem for people. Mark my words, I'm telling you. That defense is going to be a problem. And in the second round of the playoffs, Buffalo and Tennessee, it'll be Buffalo winning that game. Baltimore and Kansas City, Baltimore will win that game. And this is where Kansas City's lack of weapons, other than Travis Kelce, will come back to haunt them. This will be the first year with Patrick Mahomes that the Chiefs will not make the AFC Championship game. It will be Buffalo, Baltimore in the AFC Championship game. I'm going to predict it again this year. The Buffalo Bills will win the AFC and go to the Super Bowl. I'm sorry. I know I did it last year. People will go, oh, you're going to jinx the Bills. I don't think so. The Bills will win the AFC. It'll be Buffalo, Philadelphia in this Super Bowl. This will be the year the Buffalo Bills win the Super Bowl. Again, I'm going to put it on the line. If it happens, if I'm right, and I hope I am, I will jump through a table live on YouTube. And I will get a Buffalo Bills tattoo on my shoulder. So, yeah, there's that. Thanks everybody for watching. Hopefully I'm right this year and not wrong. Hopefully the circumstances don't go as badly as they did last year for the Bills, but I truly believe in Buffalo. Go Bills.